Every year, a group of friends and I try to travel somewhere exotic and wild with the purpose of making a difference. This year, we invited music industry mogul Kevin Lyman to join us on the adventure. Kevin, what do you got there?
This is a grenade launcher from the Korean War.
Well, that's me on the left, a successful musician and family man back home in Missouri who could never quiet that voice in his head that was looking for a deeper purpose in life. In the middle, that's the instigator, Nathan. He was the only one with the connections on this particular trip, so we really had to trust he knew what he was doing. Far right, that's Emily, a pre-med student who wanted to see how her knowledge would apply in a third world situation. Kevin Lyman, founder and operator of KLG, a live event production company whose members have produced festivals for tens of millions of people across the world. He was kind of a wild card. Behind the lens was Justin Cardoza, an independent filmmaker and photographer also from Missouri who had experience shooting for Discovery Channel, NBC, and Universal. We had worked together on a lot of projects before, but this one was different.
Well, it's interesting to ask, what made me take this trip, because I actually know so little about Thailand and Burma. I hadn't really been here, so a little bit of a sense of adventure. I work with Nathan and his nonprofit Stapa out on Warp Tour, and he reached out to me earlier this year and asked if I'd be interested in joining him on this. And coming over here kind of with no expectations and not a lot of knowledge.
We had connections on the border of war-torn Burma with a group called the Free Burma Rangers, founded by former Army Special Forces David Eubanks. The main objective of the Free Burma Rangers was to assist the different ethnic groups in any way possible that were being oppressed by the Burmese government. Anything from delivering medical supplies to rebuilding schools or documenting conflicts was all in a day's work for the volunteers of FBR. We had each fundraised from home and wanted to find a specific need that we could help with, but we had no idea where to start. Truth is, nothing will change your life faster than stepping spontaneously out of your comfort zone and into uncharted territory. Just did, like 100 miles up this mountain pass. Really windy, really crazy, but really beautiful as well.
Well, the food, definitely is fresh and locally sourced in many ways. I guess we would call it farm to table. The diversity of food has probably grown recently here with more access. So far, everything we've eaten has been fresh and locally sourced. This is a traditional kitchen, on a Karen kitchen.
They'll actually put the poles underneath here. For large festivals or large gatherings or trainings, they'll use something like this and they'll pop it on top of here. And that's how they cook.
Okay, yeah, we don't need that many grubs. So this is some kind of giant bug of some kind. So it's good.
This is some kind of bigger giant bug. You take the wings off.
Eat it.
You take the, what else do I take off?
No, you eat the rest. Put it in your mouth.
Are you sure? What did
Put it
you
in your
take
mouth.
off? It's everything else.
bug.
It's okay.
Ready?
That's good.
Cheers.
This is pretty big.
No, it's good. Just eat it. I swear to you. Chug. Not bad, huh?
Like crackers and cheese?
Not bad. No, it's like crunchy and satisfying. With a belly full of fresh roasted bugs, we all slept like babies. The next morning, we headed to the Free Burma Rangers headquarters to learn about the current crisis and see if we could help.
And then at ranger training, they come and they learn, there's I think 55 different skill sets that they go through. Anything from give an IV, treat a bullet wound, treat a landmine wound, identify like malaria, dengue, snake bites, spider bites, all these different things that they might come in contact with there.
Bullet wounds and landmines, not something we were equipped to deal with. For a couple homeschool kids from Missouri, we were way over our head, but still optimistic we could help.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna...
We spent about an hour being educated on the history of the Karen people and their persecution and how they're just trying to survive and the organizations that are helping them in any way possible. And we're on our way to the Karen village right now and learning that electricity grid just ended where we're at, and they're still living basically a subsistence living, and it should be very interesting.
So we just passed through a guard shack, came across the border, and we are actually physically in Karen village in Burma. Up to a couple years ago, this was all fighting, artillery shells, military coming over the hill. And so this village is made up of orphans, displaced families, things of this nature, and they are settling into the land, and they're getting by. They've got a school set up, they've got water from the creek, they're growing corn on the side. These are forgotten people. It seems to be a running theme through Thailand. The heart of the people is stronger than the oppressor.
Yeah. And how far is this located from the border?
On the border here, nearly 7 kilometers from the border here.
And your main goal now is to be able to keep them and then get them all the way to university.
Yeah.
So they can come back into the community
They can
help the community.
You know, to see these kids, they're just, they're happy, you know, they're swimming, they're playing ball together, they're laughing. And it's an incredible testament to the human spirit, you know, and what just a little bit of initiative from somebody will take. And these kids don't, you know, they're not related to any of these people, but the people see the need and they step in and they give of their time and their love and their heart. And just that little bit of initiative goes a long way in correcting the evils and the wrongs of the past so that the future is bright and promising.
Let it shine, let it shine.
We're about to go do take like a 20-minute drive in this thing, and it's like a tractor front. Comes up here, you got the steering, and you have a seat, which is the tire. This is the brakes, and you load up your people back here, and you actually detach this and throw on a plow and turn this into a plow pretty quickly. It's actually pretty genius.
So great. Whoa, you can just
You can really get lost out here. I can kind of get out. I'm gonna twist you out of the sand.
Whoa, dude, you stop. Okay.
Oh, sweet.
It's friendship right there, boys.
That's a friendship bracelet right there.
So we're at an outpost with the Karen National Liberation Army. It's all volunteers, young boys, and their job is to protect the village and just keep a lookout for, you know, future activities with the Burmese army. So they've been gracious enough to invite us to lunch. So we're gonna sit down and eat with them, and then we'll be able to talk to them and get some of their personal stories. So. Yeah, it's chicken, man. It's ready to go. Very fresh. So, when in Rome.
We're sitting here at the base, the outpost base right on the border of Burma, and we're about 50 feet into Thailand right now. And we're here with the platoon leader. And Kolo, how long have you been in the Army?
More than 20 years.
For 20 years. So, so most of your life you've been a soldier.
The commander had suffered devastating losses to his limbs, fighting for his people's freedom. With incredible courage and thankful to still be alive, he had returned to battle to continue leading his soldiers. The Korean conflict is the longest-running genocide and civil war in the history of the entire planet, with civilians as young as 14 joining the ranks to try and prevent complete annihilation at the hands of the Burmese army.
Why did he join?
So I have hope that one day I will see my people released from the persecution.
So last night at this lodge here, and we're all kind of just sitting around and reminiscing about the last couple of days. It's been wild, beyond our expectations. They've taken us places that we couldn't even get in by ourselves, even if we wanted to. And so we're kind of putting together a plan for tomorrow morning. We're going to surprise the leadership here and let them know that we all together have pulled together and we want to build this water tank for them.
Yeah, it seems like that's the number one.
Yeah.
There's a lot that they need up here, but if the water tank could be here, it would give them access to bring many more people to the center and be able to accommodate more people. There's just a shortage of water seems to be the biggest problem.
Yeah, they can train all year long.
Give them 3 more trainings and lengthen the training.
Yeah.
That's what he was explaining.
Yeah.
It also helps a lot with
right.
medical care, so they can do sterilization and stuff like that. So
So we're pretty excited. So tomorrow's going to be a big day.
The light past the shadows overshadows our past, leaving our forefathers home at last. We march through streets and valleys low.
The next morning, we sat down with our guides and told them our intention to fully fund their water tower project. They were grateful. At the end of the day, we found our purpose. We were able to all pitch in and provide an important piece of equipment, which would allow enough water to have year-round trainings for hundreds of foreign aid workers. In the midst of the rainy season and a shortage of raw materials, the water tower was completed in less than 8 months.
It's interesting because, you think you've seen a lot. I've traveled the world, I've done a lot, and, you come over to a place like Thailand on the border with Burma, and you read around the Korean, and you read about history, something that you've totally, have no awareness of. And before I came here, I had no awareness what's gone on in Burma and the atrocities that have gone on to the people of Burma, of all the tribes of Burma, and it really makes me reflect.
So one thing that I noticed was that the capacity to make a difference does not require a doctorate or some kind of incredible teaching, that you went to school for. All it requires is a willing heart. And I saw that over and over in these villages. The most simple, average person would just be like, you know what? I'm gonna love on this situation. I'm gonna take responsibility for it and try my best. And just having that open heart so often is the thing that makes a difference. I gotta stop making excuses. That's just the bottom line. I need to just use what I have in front of me and do the best that I can, and then all of a sudden the doors open. It's just it's an incredible thing to see and a real shift in your mind.
The only thing that matters when you leave Earth is the impact that you leave. The only thing that makes a difference when you leave Earth is the impact that you leave, whether that's negative or positive.
Don't take things for granted. We're all the same people in the world. We're just born in different places. We've talked about that in the States. When I meet rappers or I meet rock, people from different areas, we talk about we just grew up in different neighborhoods.
That looks super, super sketchy. That's what's up. What's up?
I'm nobody. I shoot stories, I shoot film and photography, but I have no special skill as far as, you know, helping fight a war in Asia. But it makes me think, what can I do? If I have a little bit, can I do something?
This is something I'm gonna take with me forever.
Come on, put your clothes, dear. And now whenever you eat,